How's it going? Welcome to see a simple message from Christopher. This part, I'm just kind of going to say that we here don't really change our opinion on believing in something after death. Something happens. There's some kind of phenomenon or mystery, and people all have a right to really believe whatever they want to believe. But the message is clear that we believe in Christ, and Christ came and died for man's sin, and that was something that really happened. At least you could point out that the man really did exist, did mysterious things. If people We believe that if people walk away from the church, that it could be also human. It's not anything from God that turns people away. So maybe men make mistakes. Maybe whenever they're witnessing to people in various stages or whatever they do for people, they need to be thoroughly helpful to people. So we'll talk a little bit about demonic possessions and what we believe that people who perform exorcism should do. I'll write that down. Okay. So one of the things in exorcisms that we look at in particular is one that Jesus performed. So what I said was, if I ever perform an exorcism, usually human being has a task of performing an exorcism, not multiple exorcisms at the same time. If they perform multiple exorcisms and they're a expert and that's what they do and that's their area, then they'll get better at that expertise. But when we reflect, remember we said here that we listen to everything that Jesus said in particular, and that's what we truly follow at the end of the day, what Jesus said in his direction. So I'm not taking people away from their religion or whatever, this and that, but I'm just saying to people who are in religions, like we have various clubs and organizations. This is an organization and someone trying to make a foundation for people that are in churches. So it's a extension from those people's churches. But anyway, so Christ performed an exorcism when he was here. And what he did was he cast the multiple demons out, put them into pigs, and then had the pigs jump into the sea. So it was kind of a little bit too, because I've been listening to a lot of people that claiming to uh, be different, put demons inside people, possessing people. So they ask him, and some of the things that these people were saying was they were from the ocean or the sea. So it was just kind of ironic that the story went Jesus performed this exorcism. And that's another thing, if you want to talk about the difference between Christianity and him not taking something from, um, you know, cult or some other religion or mythology or Greeks, whatever. It's the exorcism that he performed. He it was Jesus owned that whole thing. So he leads the example for exorcism. So when you cast a demon out of a person, we're supposed to, through Christ and the Holy Spirit, in Jesus' name, we're supposed to corner the demons and put them into an animal. So it is a very careful aspect. So um, it's not something that you want to be unprepared for. That's probably maybe a best way to point out exorcisms, but truly what Jesus did was he killed the demons, multiple, we said, and they went to hell. And so they were bound until something else I don't know about yet. Maybe there's an explanation. Somebody has an explanation for that, and it can be double checked as to if when those demons are able to be freed, because I believe that when Jesus did that, he put those demons in particular in bonds. So, like, put them in hell. They were captured. Jesus captured them that way and put them in, and cast them in hell, so they wouldn't bother somebody else for a while. So there has to be maybe chants or some other satanic rituals or something else maybe that can lift them back out. But the idea here is to take it maybe out of, locusts did a lot of damage in the Bible. So I don't know if you take them and put them in a worm, put them in a butterfly, put them in a locust, put them in some kind of bug like Jesus did whenever people performing an exorcism. I'm thinking that you cast the demon into a bug and then you kill the bug. And it'd be a bug that would definitely be like a locust or something like that. You could use that, and they're highly destructive, and nobody wants them. When I moved here, where I live, I won't say exactly where it is, but I'm just gonna explain right now the types of locusts that we have. I have a jar, and I could maybe I'll put the picture of the locust. I'll go take a picture of my bug collection, and I'll show you the size of the locust. I'll put it next to my face, and you'll see these locusts were like the size of a of a rat. They're huge, grasshopper type of locusts, right? Just enormous. I mean, they just like kind of. I was like, whoa, holy moly! I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They were just phenomenally extraordinary, and it was something like that can do a lot of damage as it is. So we put them to death. If we catch one, we'll put it to death. So now we have a little bit more of a controlled environment, I believe, because there's a lot of birds that have come in. And I remember owls early on, but I don't remember quite as many like the crows and all the other birds and stuff. They do a lot to regulate the locusts. I haven't heard locusts for a while, so. But that was for a while, and it would cause famine in the Bible and whatever else plague that goes along with plagues. So anyway, so the exorcism, you have to do something with the demon, otherwise it roams the earth and it can go to another person and get into another person or go back to the other person. Probably typical that they go back to the other person since they're so used to that person, maybe. But those people must be instructed with also, whenever you do that, part of the preparation, being well prepared, is that you're prepared to keep the demons at bay and give the people instructions on how to not necessarily control the demons. And that's where people in mythology are wrong about Christians. We are more powerful than the demons and Satan through Christ's power that he gives us. So at times we have to understand that power and then wisely using it is being able to keep them from entering into our minds. So that also tells me that I don't want to have anything to do with demons, and they are at most dangerous. People put it out there a lot that demons are okay, or you can play the Ouija board. And I also believe that in Dungeons and Dragons, but Dungeons and Dragons doesn't affect What I'm talking about, I'll leave that for somebody else who is talking from a Christian perspective. Not, I'm not a preacher. I'm a person of religious beliefs. So make that clear also. I just make these videos, tell everybody what I was taught, and also give indicators on why I still believe. I have seen I've seen something that was some crazy phenomenon. So doing that and seeing other people that probably are really very successful on TV and whatever else, I just figured that maybe I could put some stuff out there and it would be entertaining, and would try to make it that way instead of taking it away, make ticking somebody off or whatnot. So you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. I guess even though you do get them with vinegar, right? We don't. That's not our approach. So we're just trying our best, and we leave it open for comments too. So we're not gonna try to have a fight or diss anybody, but we welcome anybody to say whatever they like. Um, okay, so now it moves me to the next thing I have to explain here, or wanted to, what I know about the Antichrist. Everybody talks about, that's another thing they talk about, Antichrist, this and that, on various shows you've seen on TV. They say like Napoleon was one, Hitler was one. Very evil people that were obviously possessed by Satan and very demonic. So you look at the Antichrist, when he comes, people were talking about, oh, maybe he could be a test tube baby. He could enter the world like that, or maybe he could feel one of these people that they're saying is a like a humanoid type of person, that have no souls. They're alien hybrid or something that they're trying to say that they are clones, actual human clones. So somehow the Antichrist appears and he comes in human form. So I've explained what I believe, in my perspective in other videos. You have to watch those. I'm sorry, I have to move along on the age of accountability and what I believe it has to do with the end of days. But they're interesting to watch. I would go back and watch them all. If it was me, that would be kind of interesting. But anyway, so the Antichrist comes and he performs miracles. He brings the one world religion together. So he explains in great detail to the world. The world puts him on a platform. So a platform that he basically Satan. So he makes for himself like an altar. So he's ready, like Hitler spoke to all the Germans like that at that time. He's able to come on a blasted loud microphone and come out and talk to the world like that. So he comes out and he blasts like that to the world. Something very profound like that happens, and he's able to perform miracles, and he explains all of the world religions in a way that he can bring them all together. And that's why we wanted to narrow in on, we offer Arab people that are in the Muslim faith to convert over to Christianity. And we also focus on also Hindus and Buddhists. Also, we want to them to convert to Christianity too, and we'll explain that they're going to put all of your guys' religion into one basket, and that's how you'll know what I'm saying is true and not deceptive. You'll say, oh, well, that's what that guy was talking about later on when it comes down to the one world religion that they're putting together with the one world order that they put together. Are Christians strong? Because through the tribulation, the rapture doesn't happen until the very end. So, like the movie Star Wars, if we have powers that Jesus gave us, are we like Jedi Knights, sort of, and we're Christian Knights. So, like Templar Knights, sort of, but maybe they forgot that they truly can speak in Jesus' name and have certain powers over, especially demon-possessed people or people who are controlled by the devil. You have, as a Christian, powers with words over them. I believe that it's just another phenomenon. So it's straight down the line. I mean, this religion and everything that I believe in, Christianity, and why I'm still a believer, it fits the description of what this channel I made is um, strange phenomenon. It's still, we believe in it, but it's still a strange phenomenon, and that also probably leads to atheists because it's a strange phenomenon. And they want to also disclude it with other things. There's people that are reviewing everything, and the only one that makes more sense doesn't always even, I guess, win the day, but the Antichrist puts the new world order. Remember the new world order, and that's the Antichrist, and he comes and saves the world's economy and everybody. And then whenever they eventually take the mark, I believe that the mark has to come sometime after the 3.5 years when Enoch and the other prophet, or whoever the prophets are, the two prophets come back and they preach to the world for 3.5 years. The mark of the beast has to come down some point in time after that, because why would they be preaching to people still if they had the mark of the beast running around? You know, it would be unnecessary, because all those people would have chosen in a fashion. They chose their destiny. What they were going to choose to do was to align themselves with Satan and what's going on with that world, and they want to be protected and taken care of. And that's also another deception that the devil is going to convince and trick people into doing with the mark of the beast, and taking the mark as a signature of safety. But it basically only protects those people until God destroys the end and the rapture happens at the very end, all at the same time, simultaneously, like a combustion. And then mankind is taken care of. God has no other choice but to wipe it clean. And it has a lot to do with, it's more pagan in nature than it is and unnatural to humans. Then talking about homosexuality could be throwing people off because it's more deeper, like bestiality. I have a tattoo of a jaguar panther on my arm, and that I hope that that's not something bad that I did. I love the tattoo; it's beautiful. But what people were telling me was that God doesn't want you to be covered and littered with them. But I don't want to signify that I am doing bestiality or have anything to do with being like a jaguar myself, like I'm a human jaguar or something like that. I just like the creature. I think it's a one of the most awesome creatures God created. It's just that spectacular. The jaguar. So, um, anyhow, I believe that at the end of the time, why they get wiped out too has to do with, um, like pagan rituals, and while all those things happen in the world, religions come together, all of the other things are going to be shown out. And I believe that ISIS and the Muslims and all of them are going to be a sacrifice to Satan, and he's going to let the world round them up and kill them. That's my opinion. I'm gonna take a break. Come back. Or come right back. Go lay down. No, you go lay down. You go lay down. Shh. Shh. Get back, ninja. Yeah. Shh, be quiet. Could you be quiet? We want to, we'll probably continue this later. We'll do changes. We want to talk about changes by the Catholic Church to the Bible, um, and other things that they did in society. We'll review those. Um, oh, such as extraterrestrials. How come they used to rebuke the idea of extraterrestrials, and now all of a sudden they welcome extraterrestrials? We'll talk about that some more. But it's time for me to go. I have to go. Tested by God versus deception by Satan. Um, Jesus saves. Oh, great fireball. We think because a big water ball crashed into the earth and created the ocean, and that's what wiped out the planet, that it's going to be a fireball coming. And maybe that's what NASA can't see coming. So maybe we'll talk more about the mark of the beast and how that works. Well, oh, people would be threatened. So you'll be threatened to take the mark. We say, all people want to have fun, but you can keep it clean. So don't think that that makes religious people, not fun or boring. Reject temptation. That's what we want to talk about next. We want to talk about that today, but we couldn't. We didn't have enough time, so I have to go. Sorry. Next time. Peace.